بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ولالها نقد داوانيا تلفزيون كوين كلسن تي في waxaan ku soo dhaweynaynaa barnaamijkeenii toddobaad laha ahaa ee Gurmad ee ka baxa habeen kasta oo axada saacadu markay tahay 7 fiidnimo. caawada barnaamijkeenan waxaa inoogu marti ah sarkaal sare ee ka tirsan ciidanka booliska wadankan Ingiriiska gaar ahaan Hounslow Council oo la yiraahdo Commander Raj Kohli waa nin isagu aad qadarin iyo qiimo ugu leh ciidanka booliska shaqooyin badanna ka soo qabtay jagooyin kala duwan asagoo maraya. waxaan ku soo dhaweynaynaa Commander Raj Kohli programkan Gurmad waxaana programku ku bixi doonaa luqadda Ingiriisiga iyo luqadda Soomaaliga. waxaa kale oo barnaamijka cawada Marti noogu ah isaguna soo jeediya barnaamijkan habeenadiisa ducaale Yuusuf oo sida taqaanaan ah daadiyaha barnaamijkan Gurmad. walaalayaal waxaan jecelnahay su'aaluhu waxay ku saabto way kala duwanaan doonaan waxaan weydiinaynaa commanderka su'aalo muhiim ah si ixtiraam iyo xushmad leh waxaan uga codsanaynaa dhammaan dadweynaha wixii su'aalo ay qabaan oo la xiriira policing iyo crime-ka xagga jaraa'imka iyo shaqooyinka booliisku ay qabtaan in ay si degan u soo weydiistaan oo nadiif ah. barnaamijkuna wuxuu ku bixi doonaa luqadda Ingiriisiga iyo luqadda Soomaaliga. First of all, I would like to welcome Commander of Metropolitan Police Force, Hounslow, Commander Raj Kohli, to Kalson TV's most important and most popular program, named Gurmad. Please welcome to our program.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Alaikum assalam. First of all, before we go into our questions, it is great privilege for us to have you on this program. It is an honor to invite a police commander, and we are very grateful of your acceptance to appear on this show.
Thank you. But I have to say the honour is mine.
Yes.
Because this is such an important show.
Yes.
And for you to invite me to speak to your viewership, the honour is mine.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just sorry it took a little bit of time to get here.
Yeah,
but I'm here now.
That's good. Thank you.
I'll stay here for hours.
Well, definitely. Thanks a lot. That's a good thing. Commander Raj, before we go into the questions, could you please tell a little bit about your personal history, where you were born, grew up,
yes.
And until you became where you are now, the commander of the police force?
So, I was born in Hounslow.
Yes.
49 years ago, nearly 50 years ago. I know I look too young, but so my parents are from India, from North India, a place called Punjab. And they moved to Britain in 1966. So I understand a little bit about how the Somali community feels coming to a brand new country. So I was brought up in Hounslow for about 8 or 9 years. Moved to Glasgow when I was about 9 years old. Lived in Scotland for about 18, 19 years. Did a degree there, did some further education. Then I got married, moved to London, had a child, all in the space of 1 year. So 1992 and 93 was two very important years for me. I joined the Metropolitan Police Service in 1992. I've worked all over West London and North West London. So started off in Hillingdon Borough, which is not far from here.
Yes.
Then City of Westminster, specifically Marylebone, Shepherd's Bush area. I was in Hammersmith. I've worked in Brent. In fact, we're recording in Brent as we speak. Camden for 6 years as the Camden for 4 years as the superintendent in charge of partnership and operations, where I got a real feel for working with the Somali community there, because we've got a big Somali community in Camden, as you will know. I worked on the Olympics for a little bit, then I've come back as the deputy borough commander, and now the borough commander for Hounslow. So that's my life in about 2 minutes.
Well, that's good. That's good. And I think it is a very long journey, but at least it's very successful.
Well, thank you.
I think to come from immigrant background and to reach where you are is I think is a great work. It's a great work, and we are very proud of that.
Thank you.
My question is that most people fully understand and agree that crime is something that need either to be eradicated, reduced, or prevented from happening to ensure people and their properties and businesses are safe. This is the common understanding of ordinary people. The responsibility of crime in England is split between Home Office along with police and the Ministry of Justice. How the police interact with all these and at the same time maintain complete independence. I think this is the question many people who do not understand the policing and the police ask.
So the question, I suppose, is can the police really be independent?
Yes, and how they are.
Okay, I mean, the police service is independent. So, for example, the Prime Minister cannot tell me to arrest you. You know, he cannot tell me you must investigate this. It is for me to decide independently if a crime has been committed. Now, of course, we all know that sometimes some people try and pull strings. Of course they do. From all societies and all backgrounds. But the police service is truly independent because we are of the people for the people. And we represent, we're accountable. I'm accountable to you. I am your servant. You pay my wages. I serve you. I don't serve a government. I don't serve the mayor. I you know, obviously I serve the Queen, but ultimately I serve the community. So we are independent. But I understand why people might think the police service isn't independent. But I can reassure you that, you know, we take our orders from nobody other than where we need to deliver justice and where we need to make sure our communities are safe, and that's what drives us.
Well, that's a good point. I think walaalayaal waan maqlaysaan su-aasheen ugu horeysay waxaan weydiinay waxay ahayd dadka intooda badani waxay fahamsan yihiin in dembiyadu ay yihiin kuwo u baahan in markaasi la zuuliyo amba la yareeyo amba laga hortago inay dhacaan si loo hubiyo markaasi dadka iyo hantidooda iyo ganacsi iyo maalkooduba inay yihiin kuwo markaasi aamin ka ah in gacanta mujrimiinta ay ku dhacaan. Mas-uuliyadda hawshaasi weyn waxa ay u kala dhacaysaa Home Office-ka iyo booliiska iyo wasaaradda cadliga. Marka waxaan weydiiyey mas-uulkan weyn ka tirsan ciidanka booliiska dalkan sida ay suurtagal ugu tahay booliisku inay noqdaan kuwo xor ka ah awoodahan kale ee jira. Macnaa meeshani waxaa jira dowlad baa jirta, waxaa jira cadaalad baa jirta, nidaam dhisan oo justice-ki ah ayaa jira, waxaa jira jaraa'id baa jira, media jira. Marka sidee xor uga tihiin? Marka waxa uu noogu jawaabay sidaa maqlaysaan intiina badan, xataa haddii Prime Ministerka waddanka i weydiiyo inaan qofkan soo xir inaanan anigu sidaa wax ku xirin oo aan nahay dad xor ka ah. waxa kale uu ka hadlay sida ay u yihiin dad gooni u taagan oo markaasi ku shaqeeya wixii markaa ayagu ay jaangooyaan. wuxuu yiri waxaan ahay khaadimkaagii baan ahay oo adiga ku adeegayay, adiga dhiiba mushaharadeeda. Marka taasi waxay noo sahlaysaa inaan fahamno horta booliiskan waddankan aan ku dhaqanahay intiina badanna ay ogtihiin inaan xasuusino bal inay dhinaca ay yihiin kuwa u taagan qaabka. Commander Raj, I would like to ask, for example, sometimes when we talk about the independence of the police, people confuse. Sometimes when crime is committed, you work with, or when you feel something has gone wrong, you liaise with others. For example, a mother is to be arrested. The police are there, they are the ones carrying out the arrest. Yep. And the mother has allegedly been said that she has put her children's safety at risk or was she neglected the children, or she has physically abused them. It could be baseless allegation, it could be real. So the police sometimes they work jointly with local authority, and many people from my ethnic background are skeptical of this. They think the police have been used and they misled. So what is your response?
Okay, and again I can understand that, but really when we arrest people, it's not just about throwing people in prison. If I've arrested somebody, I think that we as a society have failed because that person has done something wrong, and we should be trying our best to stop people doing anything wrong. In the case you describe, we often have to work with partners like the local health service, the mental health service, the fire brigade sometimes, the local authority. If we go into a flat and there's 2 bedrooms and 12 children, then we'll tell the local authority and we'll say, this is not a good place for this family to be. Can you find them somewhere else? So we work with them, and we'll offer our opinion, but we can't and won't be used, as a tool for somebody else.
Well, that's good. That's
No,
good.
that doesn't happen.
Daawo, what do you think here? The commander has made very clear that we are not tool of anybody.
Absolutely.
So
But-
are we understanding things wrongly?
Yeah.
Or there are cases where you think the police have been misled?
I think sometimes what happened is the police has been misled by the local authorities, and they wrongly has been arrested by mothers or fathers, and what the mothers and the fathers are asking is what I have done, and there's no explanation. When the police arrives, normally Somali houses.
There is a fear.
There is a fear. Mother doesn't speak maybe the language. She cannot defend, or the father cannot defend himself.
And there is a perception that there will be arrest.
Yes, exactly. And the mother is expecting, she's supposed to talk first before anything has been taken. But what happens in Somali houses is police comes and the social services taking children by force without respecting these families who really have a fear. And this is where many mothers are complaining about, say there is a heavy-handed by the police or social services. And we need to be, they have to listen to us. If our children make any allegations against us, like beatings or badly treatment, they should ask us before they, take it and say, look, they grab the mother and they arrest her and take the children. And that is one of the painful that many Somalis are facing, not in the United Kingdom, but many parts of Europe, like Sweden and Norway. There are more than 1,000.
Well, I think the commander can only talk about what is in United Kingdom.
This is an example. Norway has been taken away from Somalis more than 1,400 children
in Norway.
In Norway, and never been returned. And this is one of the painful
Thank you. I'll allow the inspector to comment. I would just narrow our discussion to UK.
Well, I'm happy to talk about the wider European position.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, the Somali community isn't very well represented in decision-making bodies.
Well, thank you.
I look forward to the first Somali borough commander. The first Somali mayor.
Definitely.
The first Somali MP, councillor,
thank you very much.
pop star, footballer, rugby player.
Well, thanks so
Once
much.
you start to get into these positions of influence, then you can start to say, this is how the Somali community operates. You don't
definitely.
Understand
us.
Absolutely.
Often, and I've been on raids into Somali houses, to arrest. This was to arrest a boy for robbery. And I feel really sorry for the parents. They don't understand English. We don't have any Somali police officers, so we go in and we try and communicate as we can. But as we walk away, they must think we have no idea what's just happened. Because no one's told them.
Yeah, definitely.
Now we do get interpreters and we do try and get people along.
But that's not enough.
It's not enough. I want a Somali police commissioner at some point. But I would love to have Somali police officers that I can get their advice from and say, look, this is what we've got. So wider society's got to understand that. Just like the Indian community has a different way of bringing up children, so does the Somali community, so does the German community. So everyone's got different ways, So when I was being brought up, some Indian families, they used to beat their children with wooden sticks, because that happened in India. That was accepted in India.
It is carrying the culture with them into the new country.
So you bring the culture here, and of course the Western culture's views on discipline are different, and it's not about beating with wooden sticks, etc. So I'm not saying that's what happens in the Somali, but I'm saying that the Western culture doesn't fully understand. So if it sees a practice that it's not sure about, and of course the ultimate thing, Mr. Yusuf, is that if we think a child's in danger, then I'd rather make the mistake of taking that child away than make the mistake of leaving that child in the danger.
We agree with you there.
Okay, that's the thing. I think our second question, and I think according to the Office for National Statistics, there were an estimated 6.8 million incidents of crime against households and resident adults aged 16 and over in the year ending March 2015. This is 7% decrease compared with previous year's survey. Offences involving knives and sharp instrument increased by 2%, while assaults went up 13% from 11,911 to 13,488. And robbery is going down by 14% from 11,927 to 10,270. On the other hand, sexual offences rose by 37%, with the number of rapes recorded 29,265, together with other sexual offences numbering 58,954, reaching their highest level. I think what my question is that, as an experienced police man who has worked in different areas and seen different people, what is causing this rise and fall of these different crimes?
Okay, so back in 2011, the mayor set the challenge to the Metropolitan Police Service. There are 7 crimes here that affect everybody. I want you to reduce that by 20% by 2016.
The mayor said.
The mayor said. So it's a 5-year challenge. Now the mayor is obviously elected by the people of London. So when he says we need to do this, he's talking on behalf of Londoners. So the mayor says we need to reduce these crimes. And those 7 crimes are burglary, vehicle crime, through to criminal damage. So there's 7 of them. The Metropolitan Police Service in 2016 will reach 20% reduction. So that's a massive success. However, I guarantee you that crimes, victims within the Somali community are completely underreported. I'll tell you now there will be victims of crime that have never told me anything that's happened to them from your community, because they don't trust us, perhaps, or they don't understand, or they don't think we'll believe them, or they just don't know what to do, or they just can't speak the language.
Yeah, definitely.
And so they're sitting as victims of crime. So whilst I'll celebrate the success of the 7 crimes types coming down by 20%, I also know it's badly underreported in
Somali circles.
Yeah. Now, in terms of rape and sexual assault, there's 2 things happening here. People mainly are much more comfortable reporting those sorts of crimes. As a police service, we were rubbish at investigating rape and sexual assaults. We made judgments about victims. We treated them appallingly. We treated them like they were suspects. We accused them of lying. We had a dreadful way of dealing with them. That was 20 years ago. We're getting better. Much better.
From where you were 20 years ago.
Much
and
better.
You are talking about specifically sexual...
so sexual assaults, people are more comfortable to report them. However, I do think technology plays a part. Mobile telephones, people sending images to each other. That's beginning to, I think, start to play into the minds of especially young men. And I think it objectifies women, and so young men think women are just objects. They see some quite offensive things
So
online.
this is seen as an offence.
So and then what they're doing is they're following what they see on their mobile phone, and they're attacking young women, and that's got to stop. But that's a problem across all societies. You know, you'll heard of sexting, sending images of each other, and so it's a real challenge. It is a real challenge. So, but sexual assaults, the 2 things, people trust us more to investigate it properly, but I think it's being driven by technology.
Okay, I think I've seen this year a boy of 14 years old just going into his bedroom, locking the door behind, and taking an indecent image and sending to another girl of 14 years. She shared it with others, and finally the file fell into the hands of the Metropolitan Police, and they put on their database actively. He has a criminal record, and when he is for 10 years. So when this boy reaches 24 years old, and he is ready to take up employment, that would affect him. So I think there is a lack of knowledge to the youngsters and the community about the dangers of this.
And you know, and I'll be controversial here. I disagree with criminalising young people for that. You know,
even though it happened.
Let's be frank and honest. 13 and 14-year-olds have been engaging in this sort of low-level sexual behaviour for thousands of years. You know. It happened in playgrounds all over England and Britain 50, 60, 70 years ago. I remember 30, 40 years ago, kids would do all sorts of things because they're just beginning to discover themselves being young adults. The trouble is technology now captures that, and when it gets shared, it's technically a crime. Technically, I have a strong view that that's not appropriate to criminalise that young man.
Okay.
Frankly speaking,
But definitely, and it happened. You know that.
I know, and I think it's wrong. That's my personal opinion.
Definitely, definitely. I think walaalayaal waa la socotaan barnaamijkan su'aalo muhiima ayaa waxaa la weydiinayaa boro commanderka Hanislo commander Raj Kohli oo cawada Marti nooga ah barnaamijka Gurmad waxaa kaloo ila fadhiya ninkaasi waan u taqaanaan Ducali Yusuf oo asagana barnaamijka nagala qayb qaadanaya walaal waxaan weydiin kartaan waxa la leeyahay wixii su'aalaha ku wajahan su'aalaha halkan aan ka tabinayno people's awareness of different police teams and the work police do is improving. However, there is a growing concern about the conduct and behavior of some of the police officers and the way these officers communicate with people. What do you advise to the concerned members from the public to do in order to address these problems? I think honestly, I came from a country, I was born and bred in Mogadishu during the military regime. You couldn't open your mouth against any government officer. I think police officer means you lose your liberty. You could end up detained without trial for many years. So we came into a different country. Still, there are problems everywhere you go. There is no perfect life. A lot of people are from Somali community. They are majority of them are law-abiding citizens. Yeah. They want to live peacefully and happily, respect the laws of the countries they came to live with, especially the countries that has helped them. I think sometimes, from time to time, they tell you openly that I have concern about the way the police officer spoke to me. I didn't feel valued. I was demonized during the arrest. I've been spoken in a way that I felt humiliated. I think at the airport, the people have a right to check everyone. We can be stopped and check it. The security, somebody whose task is to safeguard the security and safety can't do anything. But I think the way they do it is a concern. What's your advice to a growing number of people who are putting a line under this topic?
Okay, so a number of things. Every time I go to an airport, I'm searched. You know, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, it doesn't matter what flight I'm getting. There's something about me that attracts security guards to want to search me.
Yes.
On top of the normal search, I get an extra search. And it's inconvenient and it's humiliating. But when it's done professionally and done in a friendly way, you think, well, actually, that's okay. I'll accept it. When it's done unfriendly and unprofessionally, it makes humiliation worse.
Yeah.
Police officers shouldn't humiliate people that they stop or that they arrest. That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is you're dealing with people as human beings, and you should. I would always say, if you're not happy, make a complaint.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely make a complaint.
But just we have got a caller on the line. Please welcome. So do I, Walal.
waa mahadsantahay
walaalkay magacaaga iyo meeshaa ka soo hadlaysa annagoo aad ku soo dhawaanayna
waxaan ka soo hadlayaa North London, Tottenham area.
North London waxaad kaga qayb qaadan kartaa barnaamijka sidaa doonto luqadda Soomaaliga ama Ingiriiska kii markaasi aad doonto kuna soo dhawa walaal
waxa ii fudud luqadeeda qaaliga walow aan ku hadli karo afka Ingiriisiga laakiin dadka dhageysta population-ku waa Soomaali.
Okay.
waxaan rabaa inaad u sheegtid ama weydiiso commandaha sida ay ula xiriiraan dhalinyarada Soomaaliyeed ee lagu eedeeyay dambiyada iyo sida ay u baaraan dambiyadoodu inta badan masaxda ka qaldan taasi waa tan Soomaalida qosaysa asagana waxaan rabaa su'aal labaad inaad ii weydiisaan oo ku saabsan booliiska waddankaani ma ku jira waxa lagu magacaabo midabta koorka ama colorka ku saabsan waa mahadsantiin.
Okay. The gentleman is calling from North London and he put two questions across. He preferred to speak in Somali, even though he said, I would like to ask the commander two questions. One question is about the way the police treat young Somalis, whom they suspect or have committed something, or whom for no reason they want to deal with or investigate for different reasons. He's saying, do you think the way the police are dealing with our young people is in compliance with the rules and regulations of the police? There is a concern. The second thing he said, there is a feeling of racism associated with the police. What is your response?
Okay, so if the question is, do I think people are being dealt with perfectly and professionally all the time? The answer is no. Definitely not. I can't speak about specifics, but again, what I said to you earlier on, Mr. Ali, was that make a complaint.
Yes.
I mean, these complaints are treated seriously. They are treated seriously. In terms of, racial motivation, the bulk of police officers are not racially motivated. They deal with what they see in front of them. One or two, however, do operate in that way. And that's why I want your listeners, your viewers, to tell me all those officers that they think are not acting professionally or acting in a discriminatory way, so we can have a conversation, find out what's really, really happening. And policing is very, very difficult. Dealing with young people is difficult at the best of times. It doesn't matter which community you're from, but dealing with young people is very difficult at the best of times.
I think, Ali, just to bring you into this issue, I think the gentleman is complaining about the way the police deal with young people. Officer, I think the police commander said, if you were expecting the overall work is completely perfect, then it is not. And there are officers in any force that could do things wrong. Absolutely. But he highlighted the need for people, the Somalis, to complain, and there are complaint procedures set out. Absolutely. What can you add to the issue that you and I know that a lot of mothers and parents are questioning about police always reaching out a group of youngsters, even if they gather peacefully and are not up to do anything bad?
What I would like to say is, in every human being, there are bad and good, regardless of their uniform, whether they're police or army in any country. And I know there are good policemen or the what is called intelligence salesman treating people equally. We've been working with them, and honestly, some policemen or some intelligence servicemen are really dealing with correctly, humanly, but some others are heavy-handed, and many younger people are blaming to the police, pushing on sometimes when the young Somalian are sitting on the bank into the parks, or sometimes they using by they are stopped in several time occasions. Some guys say they're always pushing me on the wall and put the so
your point is that
treating me so badly.
So your point is that they are targeted.
Absolutely. So sometimes they see some other guys, they're wearing the khamis or jalabi, and the police, they say they're targeted.
I think it is the English saying give the devil his due.
Absolutely.
Let us treat police frankly, even though they are in this case, in this scenario, they are not friends.
Absolutely.
Let us say the police, they may sometimes deal with a specific area where there is a dispersal in place. And they may be on instructions to not to allow any youngsters of more than 3 together. Absolutely. So if we judge them that they are chasing our children, are we not wrong in that sense?
I think, it could be wrong. As I said, but it depends how the police force works. And we know some are racist, to be honest with you. The way they deal, either they are in the airport or sometimes.
But they do not represent the majority of the force. They do not represent.
There is a good police force in Britain, treated you as a human being, regardless of their power, and that's what I like for
can I give example? Recently, a mother has made a call to a police force, and she was complaining about her son, and the police, when they came, she told me that the way the police spoke about her role has encouraged her to change her perception of the police force. Absolutely. They said, this is your mom, and we are not accepting you to talk that language in front of us. That has changed the point. So I think there are good police forces out there, and there are, as many said, okay. I think we are going to welcome another caller. Please welcome.
Hello.
Soo dhawa walaal, magacaaga iyo meesha ka soo hadlayso.
Walaal waxaan ka soo hadlayaa London.
Haye.
Magacayga waxaa la yidhaha Mr. Aiden. Waa wiilka xalay wixii ka dhacay stationka Layton.
Ha.
Aan ka hadlayaa.
Haye magacaaga Aiden miya?
Ha, Aiden.
Haye Aiden. Aiden soo dhawa walaal. Ma luqadda Ingiriisiga ku hadlaysaa mase Somali language?
Ma Soomaaliga baan kula hadlayaa to.
haye
waxa weeyaan waxaan ka hadlayaa arrintii xalay wiilkii ka dhacday Layton.
codkaaga dheeray walaal.
arrintii xalay man ka hadlaa.
Layton arrintii xalay ka dhacday ayaan ka hadlayaa.
haye walaal haye maxaad leedahay?
waxa weeye idaacadan waxaan ka maqlay iyadoo la leeyahay ninkaasi waa tourism iyo wax saasan wiilkeenu wuxuu ahaa wiil kaasin baan u ahay wiilka wuxuu ahaa nin madaxa ka jirtan oo jira qaba matal healthy hadda ka hor waxaa la geeyay isbitaalka Sataanis waxaa kaloo ku xirnaa jiro la geeyo daawo laga sii jiray isbitaalka Royal Free markii ugu dambeysana inta aan ka dareemay inuu madaxii looga soo laabtay ayaan gurigiisa boolis ugu dalabnay booliskiina intay noo yimaadeen oo la hadleen bay waxay yiraahdaan ninkan ama uu istilayay ama dadba wax yeelaya reference waana siiyeen marka arrintan wax ka qabto wiilkan isbitaal noo geeyo hal baaraan ku nidhaa wala madaxu ka jiray way naga diideen way ka tageen hadda marka waxaan maqlay inuu xalay idaacada aan ka maqlay asoo waxa sameeyo midi dad ku dhuftay haddana waxay ku soo qorayaan inuu tourism wax saas yahay wiilkan tourism waa nin mental health qaba intaas ayaan u soo hadlay.
Thank you very much.
waxa weydiinaysaa marka meediyada iyo waxaas ayadoo la ogiyo laga heli karo asaga reference-giisa meel kasta hospitaalka laga heli karo in idaacadaha laga sheego waxaas.
Okay. I think the issue is about. The question is, this gentleman is calling from North London, and he is speaking in relation to Leighton incident last night. Okay. He said, we were hearing that a man of Somali background has stabbed a number of people. One of them seriously, others are battling with his life, fighting for his life. Others are not that serious, but they have been knifed as well. I think he said, we are the relatives of this man, and he has been having mental condition. He was admitted to a number of hospitals. He gave list of hospitals, St. Anne's, Royal Free Hospital. He said, we call it the police before this situation, this incident, and we spoke to them about the problems the young man was having. We requested them to help the family out of the problem. They did nothing, and I think they have evidence of the calls. And this boy, they couldn't believe that he was accused of terrorism. A man who was mentally ill, who has been named to the authorities, none of the people who were talking about has mentioned his illness, which could have given a picture of the man himself.
I think before you go to Raj, I would like to add this. I mean, the propaganda now we have been facing as Muslims in the United Kingdom and many Europeans is enormous, and it's divided the community. Every radio you listen, LBC I was listening today, and they were talking about there is a terrorist attack in the United Kingdom, and this man is mentally not fit, and he's mentally ill. Someone who is sick. He's already been reported to the police. This man, he might be killed himself, or might be he kill other people. But they didn't take any action, and now what they spreading is we are under attack, you know, and this is from Africa, and especially this causes a lot of havoc. For
I think let us say this is a case in the hands of the law agencies at the moment. According to what we have heard from the media, that he is seen as a terrorist element. The family just call it, and it may be some a significant development to the authorities that they have mentioned a number of hospitals. There is a background of illness there. And I think they requested, before anything went wrong, they said, we need the help of authorities to lock this man up. And that didn't happen. What's your response?
Well, it would be utterly wrong of me to discuss what's happening right now.
Definitely.
However, the history as described will come out in the investigation.
Okay.
And it's entirely right that if this young man has a mental illness, that needs to be shared, because I share your concerns about the demonisation of the Muslim community.
Well, thank you very much,
And it was declared a terrorist incident. Doesn't mean he's a terrorist. It was declared a terrorist incident because of the words that he used. And that was right to do at the time. Now, it might be the senior investigating officer later on might look at it differently. But at the time, what the police service had, it had to be declared. If I was the person in charge that night, I would have declared it like that.
Yeah, simply because he terrorized people.
Because simply speaking, we have nothing else to go on.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, if this man needed hospitalisation and he wasn't getting the support, that's very sad. I don't want to be defensive here, but it's for the NHS, the mental health service, are under tremendous pressure. It's difficult to get beds. It's difficult to put people into psychiatric wards. I know you had the psychiatrist earlier on
yeah, definitely, yes.
I'm sure he will have a view as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I've dealt with a very mentally ill man in Hounslow.
Yeah, definitely.
Similar situation.
Very similar situation.
Yeah, definitely.
When you're not well, mentally unwell, powerful things or powerful images can very, very easily influence you.
Yeah.
And I think this, and this is a problem. With this specific incident, all of what this gentleman's described around the cry for help will come out in the investigation.
Well, I think, Raj, and just to add a little bit before we go to the last question, I think the family were in contact with us because we run a group called United Voice and Partners. They have allowed us to see an airline ticket that has been prepared in advance. They wanted to take the man when he was not functioning well mentally. They wanted to take him back home for a few months because many people are taken back and they recover and then they come back stronger or they come back with the issues, mental issue completely disappearing or fading away. I think if I think you said it's not appropriate to comment on ongoing investigation, but I think if evidences are pieced together, the man is mental health, the hard work the family were doing, and they were dealing with a totally madman whom they wanted out of the country, that would help with the investigation, isn't it?
I want to add with that, his ticket, he's supposed to travel today at midday. But unfortunately, he committed this crime.
A day before.
A person who's traveling tomorrow, do you think is going to commit a crime today?
Well, okay, I mean, like I said, I don't know the history of this young man. But if all of that is what's happened, I have no reason to disbelieve yourselves or the court.
Definitely.
That all of that will come out, and it might be that the authorities, the police service, the NHS, the mental health service, the local authority, it may be that we will be found to have, we could have done something differently.
Definitely.
Done something differently.
That they have got the CAD calls they have made.
But what I will say though is that you gentlemen play a very, very, very important role.
Well, thank you very much.
And I see yourself as spokespersons for the Somali community.
Well, thank you very much.
And,
thanks a lot.
I would encourage you to engage with the senior investigating officer and say, look, this is what we know.
Well, definitely.
Because, justice isn't about sending someone to prison. It's about finding the truth. And part of the truth is that he stabbed 3 people. Part of the truth. Part of the truth might also be that he had a mental health issue. And that's as important to find out. So it's not about throwing people in prison. It's about finding the truth. But the other bit I will say, though, is that Somalia is a very difficult country. It's got a traumatic, it's got a traumatic history. I'm not sure whether this man would have had much mental health support in Somalia, whether it's Mogadishu or
definitely.
So I understand why the family might wanted to have done it. Maybe frustration not getting him into hospital here, but I'm not sure he would have had something over there.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're running out of time. What I wanted to say is that currently, my last question, currently grade night and a debate is very, very interesting. 89% of the metropolitan police forces are white, whereas 11% come from ethnic minority groups. What program and policies are in place to make the force more diverse?
Okay, so London is about 45% black and minority ethnic, and about 55% white. So the police service, we are well behind representing London properly. So one of the first things that we've done is we now only recruit within the London area, so that people that apply to us are more likely to be from a BME background. That's the first thing. We do a lot of positive action, which is we go looking into youth groups, universities, and seeing people from all backgrounds and communities.
Okay, I think this is one of the most respected jobs in the country. I think when you see police officer, you always associate with the honest person with a very good record. I think we rarely see one police officer of ethnic Somali background, and you started with a program that you would like to see more officers.
Well, you know,
what can we do?
Okay, so I mean, I see yourselves as role models. You know, as people that can influence. I'll tell you a story. It's not a story. It's true. From about 2005, I was in charge of a recruitment program to get underrepresented groups in to become community support officers. So you know the PCSOs.
Yes, definitely.
With one Somali man, he was probably early to mid 40s at the time, 5 children, minicab controller. His biggest fear was using computers, you know, but he would have been brilliant, and he said he's going to do it. I personally worked with him really, really closely. I really wanted him to join. And then on the Sunday before he's meant to start at training school, I found out he's not going. So I travelled into London. I said, I won't tell you his name. We don't want to embarrass him. He might even be watching. I said to him, just do it. He goes, but I've got a great job, you know, I've got a good job as a minicab controller. What if I fail as a PCSO? And I said to him, I said, you're not going to fail. Now, this is 8, 9, maybe 10 years ago. He's still in the police service. Now, I regard him as a role model. You know, he's an inspiration to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I was born and brought up in this country. My parents, you know, were able to send us to university and all that. I've had all of the privileges. This man didn't. He's an inspiration to me for what he did and what he still does. But I want to see Somali police officers, men and women. You know, I want to see Somali colleagues, brothers and sisters, working with us as volunteers, as special constables.
Definitely.
You know, I want to see you guys in my police station on a regular basis, telling me how to police London, because I'm your servant.
Definitely. Thank you very much. I think that is a great thing. As we come to the end of the program, I would like to say our thanks and gratitude go to you. I think you are an example of many commanders, and I think the likes of you would make this country a better place. It will eradicate the wrong negative perceptions people have, and we would like to communicate with you when we are stuck. Yes, even and relate to you matters that are not Hounslow matters as well.
I'll ask you to communicate with me when you're not stuck. Just communicate with me.
Absolutely. We'll definitely.
Thank you very much.
Before we leave, I want to say to this, inshallah, waxaan discuss garayn doonaa arrintan inan Soomaaliyeed ayaa la yiri wuxuu midi ku geliyay dad British ama dadka wadankaana magaalada xaafadda la yiraahdo Leytonstone stationkeeda week dambe aad baan uga hadli doonaa anagoo haddana la deal garayn doonaa inshallah police-ka oo gaarsiin doona meel kasta hadaan u faafno
haddana waxaan ixtiraameynaa baarista socota. We respect the ongoing investigation. We means nobody has any right to intervene an ongoing investigation, but as Duale said, we would be updating you about the progress. We have mentioned that the man is mentally ill, but it was great program and lovely evening. We would like to hear from you, but I think a call is coming in. 1 hour is not enough. Thanks to the management of the TV, Hassan Dram, and the technician Daawo, who has done fabulous job tonight. aad iyo aad ayuu mahadsan yahay technicianka Daawo iyo maamulaha Kalson TV Hassan Dram iyo walaalkeen Faisal. waxaan rajaynayaa in aan soo bandhigi doono barnaamijyo aad iyo aad qiimo u leh oo ummadda dan u ah inta ka horeysa waxaan idinkaga tegaynaa amaano allah iyo amaano rasuul. And I would like to thank Commander Raj Kohli and give him the closing speech.
I just think what you and Mr. Yusuf do is incredible. I think the Somali community has got so much potential.
Thank you.
To come from a difficult country and come to a new country where the culture is completely different,
Yeah.
and to survive is remarkable. But I want
Thank
the
you.
Somali community to now thrive.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to
Thanks.
see rugby football players. I want to see soccer players. I want to see MPs, police officers.
Yeah.
I want my successor to be from the Somali community.
Yeah,
I really
definitely.
do.
Well, thank you very much.
And
Thanks.
Very positive influence from you guys.
Well, thank you.
Personally.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We thank all of you and we wish you a very good evening.
Everyone else.
Habeen wanaagsan. Maca salaama.